I do go full naked for sex. Take my shirt off for sex.
Oh yeah, I'll get naked for sex.
You
already got them.
Hey, Sean.
Yeah, right.
Spring is the best time in New York City.
Yes.
And
So
it feels like we're skipping it.
Why? Because already it's
just getting like hot as hell.
Well, I have a theory that New York is becoming Florida in more ways because the humidity factor is like way. It used to be you'd have a normal amount of humidity, and then it would increase. It would increase as the summer went on, and then August you're like, oh, these hot August nights, as Neil Diamond would say.
Is it about New York?
I think it's just about August nights being humid, but it was the name of an album he had in the 70s or 80s, Hot August Nights. I think there was 2 parts. My dad had the tape. One was Hot August Nights, and one was Hot August Nights Part 2.
Why are we just kicking off the podcast with you bragging about your dad having all these tapes?
My dad was a big cassette guy. He had an Iowa mini system. Remember the one? I don't know if you remember on Stern, they used to have the ad for it, and they go, mini system.
Was he a technology guy? Did he like new technologies?
No, he was not at all. Well, but here's the thing. Nobody was. No, I guess you could be that back then, but but here's the thing. We had an Apple before when most people were getting PCs. We had,
oh, really?
Yeah, we had
hipsters.
Not an Apple II. Yeah, we're a family of hipsters. What did we have? We had the Apple.
The one with the cool color on the back?
No. It was before that.
Awesome.
It was Classic 2. It was just the white box. If we still had it, you'd probably sell it on eBay for like, I don't know, $1,000, like probably more.
Isn't that crazy?
It's great. Like people collect the crap out of that stuff. So, but what my dad liked was he was a big music guy. I learned a lot about music from my dad. So he was a big old school R&B guy. And soul, and then he'd be into like country and stuff like that. So
him and me both, man.
Jesus Christ,
dude, I'm a country boy from way back.
They used to have a thing at like a drugstore. That sounds like an old. I remember
they used to have back at the drugstore.
It's true, and this is like in the '80s, so it's way after like that. Like it was a soda fountain in the middle of the drugstore. They had a thing where it was like before making your own, burning CDs. The machine would burn a cassette tape for you. So you could, and my dad made 2 at like the Rite Aid by my house. I think it was the Rite Aid.
Wait, really?
You could just go and you choose songs, and then it pressed the songs onto like a blank tape, and you could, I guess you pay whatever amount of money, and then you'd have a mixtape that was made by a machine at the drugstore.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, he had a soul one, and he had a country one. I'll never forget it.
That's pretty sweet.
It's pretty sweet, right? Yeah. So, but that kind of stuff he was into, like music he was into, but technology, I don't think he could care less about.
My dad was into technology, but always like put his stock behind the thing that didn't work. Like he got web TV. He was real excited about web TV. He was
really excited. What was the other?
He had an HD DVD player.
He had Betamax back in the day.
I think he had Laserdisc.
What was the other MP3 player that didn't work out? Zune, that one. Yeah, it was the Windows.
But he also this is a weird thing that me and Natalie just got this new dresser, and there were these 2 drawers, and it like brought me back when my dad, he had a 1-bedroom apartment, and when I would stay with him, I would sleep in the living room. But he was like, "Hey, my drawer in my room, I have 2 drawers here. These like top little like smaller drawers in the dresser.
Yeah,
and one's yours, one's mine. You can put whatever you want in there. And we make a pact. We don't look in the other person's drawer."
I'm sorry, what?
And I was like, okay, yeah, cool.
And you were how old?
Probably like 12.
Okay. 12. And your mind was like, he's my dad. That's what he said. So I'm just going to listen.
No, I looked in his drawer.
And what was in there? Was it technology or was it?
It was drugs. Drugs.
See, my brain went sex toys. I don't know why.
Well, yeah, there's condoms too. Condoms and drugs.
He just thought you could tell a 12-year-old now.
And not like, and I'm not talking about like a gram of weed. I'm talking about drugs. Like real drugs. Like
it was weight, as they say.
Yes.
He was holding weight. Like he was ready to distribute.
No, it was certainly for use. You could tell it was for use because there was also some apparatuses in there for use. And it was like, but it was just like, I was like, oh, I respected it for a little while. But like every time I would like go into my little drawer or walk past his, I'd be like, why did he even make this little arrangement?
Yeah.
I mean, he could have just put it in there and I would have never checked.
Yeah, but he probably thought,
I wasn't a what
if you grabbed it by accident or something?
I wasn't that curious of a boy.
You know, I dated a girl whose dad, I tell you about this? Dad was in jail for being like basically one of the biggest distributors of weed on the East Coast.
Oh, that's awesome.
Where if you would have bought weed between these like years of like 91 to like, I don't know, 98 or something like that, her dad at one point was involved in the transaction.
He touched it.
He touched it.
Yeah.
And like he was in jail with the guy from Blow. Like he knew
I was actually just going to ask if he was that guy.
No, he's not that guy. George, whatever his name is. But he said he knew the guy, and he said that how he is at the end of that movie, where he's kind of just like lost it. Like he said he was just like a
Pretty
quiet,
accurate.
nice guy, and he was like, yeah. He said he was just a sad
cool.
guy, I guess. I think from what I remember. But it was pretty crazy because I didn't. When we first started dating, I think he was still in jail.
Oh wow.
Or he had just gotten out or something. I forget exactly.
You were never.
And that was like early 2000s.
You were never a weed guy.
No, I'm never a weed guy. You too. You're not a big weed guy.
I'm a big weed guy.
Edibles. Yeah, I've done more of those. I've you know, but you know what? There's two reasons. One is because like I don't mind weed. I don't. One of it is the smoking aspect of it. Like I'm not a smoker to begin with, and I don't want to have to deal with like the smoke, and it's annoying. And also like, when you're a teenager and you go to your friends that smoke a lot of weed, and that embedded stale weed smell on their couch turned me off to like smoking weed. The other thing, which I can talk about a little bit, which is weed culture. I think it's the corniest thing out there. I think if you're so into weed, if you're Bill Maher, like that's how lame it's gotten. That now it's like Bill Maher doesn't. I watched the Bill Maher show and he makes like 3 weed references. I'm like, take it easy.
Dude,
it's
being
legal.
into weed is lame.
It's lame. You're lame if you're like still making references to how much of a pothead you are. It's like it's not a big deal anymore. Like you're not some kind of weird rebel criminal type. You're just a fucking guy. You're just a burnout who. It's like you're just getting drunk with smoke. Like that's all it is. Like oh, never got into alcohol. I'm more of a weed guy. All right, then you can hide a different way. What can I tell you?
420.
That's my weed person impression. 420. Like if you celebrate 420,
it sounds like that old VJ from his name was Ray. He was on MTV back in the day. He won the Who Wants to Be a VJ?
Jesse.
The guy whose name was Ray. He was like,
no, it was Jesse.
Really?
Yep. He won the contest. It was him and Matt, whatever his name was, that had a career in it afterwards. Matt, not Pinfield, the other guy. The one guy was Dave,
so fucking...
The other guy was Dave something.
The guy that won was so incredibly annoying.
He was so annoying. But he was like, this. It shows you that sometimes it's not about experience or likability. It's just like you stand out. But I will say this. If you celebrate 420, you're a fucking loser. I'll make a blanketed statement.
Sorry. I celebrated it this year.
Yeah, I'm sure you did.
Nah, I think I was working.
Do you know? I know we know a lot of weed people, but I'm like not to the level of. I don't know. I guess there's people that are really into it.
People love it.
People love it, and I just think it's like. But it's also a thing with this. Ironically, also, but if you're me and you're getting as drunk as I do at my age, you're also a loser. Like I'm not. It's not a punching down thing here. I'm just saying that you're in my camp. You're not above me because you happen to smoke weed alone in your apartment.
Well, we were the other. This is how. Yes, I'm also shitting on weed people. And the other day, I was part of a conversation at a bar where somebody was like, "Ray, honestly, light beers all day barbecue drinking event. How many beers could you drink?" And I was like, 50. Knee jerk, 50, easy.
Yeah.
And I still kind of stand by it. But it's also like, hey, if I did drink 50, cool, dude.
Well,
that's a lot of calories, you fat loser. Who's
right,
still
exactly.
bragging about drinking that many beers.
But here's the thing. You weren't bragging. You were asked the question, you answered.
Yeah.
See, the thing is this. The weed people, they volunteer the info. That's when you're the loser. If you're the one going like
200-gram edible,
dude, when 420 pops up, don't even call me. I will not be available. Like if I did that, if you like don't get me wrong, like booze bad. Like I wanna quit booze. I want to quit booze.
Yeah, I thought about that too, and then I had like a really fun couple of drinking days. I'm being serious. Like I kept my shit together. I was like, I can maybe manage this. But I know what's coming down. I know it's coming down the road.
I would love to quit drinking, but then when I don't, a lot of things are boring.
Life sucks, dude.
Like, especially now, like, even comedy, like, you go to shows and you're like, oh, this is like a bad hang. Like, it used to be, like, when you start, I wouldn't drink like crazy when I started. And then, like, lately now I'm like, just to get through it, I'm like, let me have a couple of drinks when I go to shows.
Yeah, so I could deal with these people.
Yeah, exactly.
All
so,
right.
yeah, I'm with you. I want to as well, but if you have a couple, you know what it is? It gets you. You have a couple of good ones, and then you're like, I'm good.
It's Godfather 3. Just when I thought I was out.
It pulls me back in.
I hope before I got a game for you I'm going to get to.
Ooh, let's do it.
Before I do that, this is going to lead us into it perfectly. I've been helping Natalie read lines for a show that my girlfriend's in. And yes, it gets a little boring just being the guy reading the lines and helping. So I put a little of my own flavor into some of the characters.
Yeah, you're the only person I know who reads and is method while they help their friends or girlfriend read lines. It just becomes the character for the rest of the day.
Well, because I need some attention, Sean. And there's a point in the show where a girl says, say hello to my little friend, talking about a vibrator. And we keep reading through it, and I keep doing the say hello to my little friend when I read the line.
Yeah.
Which I had been thinking was like funny.
So did she break up with you then, or she waiting until she gets home?
I think she thought the first like 3 times I did it that I was just making a goofy choice. She's never seen Scarface. She had no context. And then I finally had to show her on YouTube. I was like, hey, I'm not crazy. This is a thing.
I'll do that with Megan, where I'll say some really, really deep cut. Like, that one's a famous movie line, right? I'll say some deep cut Seinfeld, and I basically become Michael Scott. I do it, and then I have to go, Seinfeld.
Seinfeld.
I have to go.
Seinfeld. It's from the series Seinfeld. Season 4. Kramer. Well, speaking of movies and deep cut movies, my first game is semi-movie related. It's a little game that I invented. It's completely new, but similar to a lot of our quick word association games. I call it, so far, the tentative title is Best Favorite. I'm going to say a thing, and you're going to first say what the best of it is, and then what your favorite of it is.
Okay.
So it could be overlapping. It could be both answers, right? So for example, I'll say, for example, I would say John Hamm movies, and you would say what the best movie he was in, The Town, and what your favorite movie that he was in, Tag. That's definitely not true, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, Tag's not as good as it should have been. Yeah.
So are you ready?
Yes, and the answer to that, The Town's best favorite on that one.
It's best
both.
Favorite.
And also, he's not even that good in it. It's just the best
It's actually pretty
movie
bad.
he's done, and my favorite movie.
It's actually best favorite. He's the worst.
Yeah, he's bad in
movie.
it. Like, he's,
Okay.
yeah.
All right, best favorite.
Here we go.
Martin Scorsese movie.
Best favorite is Goodfellas.
It's both.
It's both.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, it's got, even with Killers, yeah.
Well, let's do it a little differently.
We'll talk about that.
We'll start over. Okay. Favorite Martin Scorsese movie.
Favorite is still Goodfellas.
Best Martin Scorsese movie.
It's still Goodfellas. I don't think the other ones beat it.
Favorite Quentin Tarantino movie.
Favorite Quentin Tarantino movie is Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Best Quentin Tarantino movie.
It's still got to be Pulp Fiction.
Favorite Matt Damon movie.
Favorite Matt Damon movie. Good Will Hunting.
Best Matt Damon movie.
Good Will Hunting. Like for him, yeah, Good Will Hunting.
Favorite comedic TV show.
Oh, Seinfeld.
Best comedic TV show.
Of all time?
Yeah.
Seinfeld.
Okay.
I'm bad at this game because I'm like,
pattern.
my opinion is the best.
Yeah, I know. It's fucking really making sense now. Best stand-up comedian right now.
Oh, great. Right now is, this is hard, but I'd say Shane Gillis.
Favorite stand-up comedian right now.
Roy Wood Jr. Oh, shit. Ray. I mean, not Roy. Ray Zawodni.
Wood Jr.
Ray Zawodni Jr.
Best rock star of all time.
Oh, gotta be. Wait, was it my favorite or best? Best. It's gotta be Mick Jagger, right? Mick Jagger.
Favorite rock star of all time.
I really like favorite rock star. I really like Paul McCartney.
Okay. Favorite president of all time.
Favorite president of all time, I'd say Obama.
Best president of all time.
Probably, I would say John F. Kennedy.
Okay.
Just because.
How's he doing now? Favorite Coen Brothers movie.
Favorite Coen Brothers movie. Okay, this is a good one. This will be a little different. Favorite Coen Brothers movie is No Country for Old Men.
Best Coen Brothers
Fargo.
movie. Favorite fast food restaurant.
My favorite fast food, Chick-fil-A.
Best fast food restaurant.
It's Chick-fil-A.
Okay.
Yeah, it counts as fast food, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll count it.
Yeah. Quality wise, serve everything. I've never been to a Chick-fil-A where it hasn't been to the utmost level. And even when they had a delay the other day with you, they gave you a thing right away for a free sandwich.
With me?
Wasn't it with you? Oh no, that was Dennis Rooney. Never mind.
Dennis Rooney. We're pretty interchangeable. Favorite that was favorite best.
Okay.
I like that game.
I like that game.
I think my favorite Martin Scorsese movie is Goodfellas. His best movie.
It's Killers.
Might be Killers. Might be
Killers,
right. And some people might say Raging Bull, but I disagree.
Raging
with
Bull,
that.
yeah, you could put Raging Bull in there. But Goodfellas is so good.
Favorite.
But you're right. Maybe Killers might be a culmination of post Goodfellas. Yeah.
Favorite Quentin Tarantino movie for me is Reservoir Dogs.
Yeah.
Best is Pulp Fiction. I could also entertain Inglourious Bastards.
Inglourious Bastards up there for me.
Matt Damon movie. Favorite is it's either Good Will Hunting or Rounders.
Right. Two of your favorite movies are Matt Damon movies.
3, The Departed. I love that.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Best movie he was in.
Good Will Hunting is a better movie than Rounders.
It's a tough one because you got to think of acting performance.
Well, I'm saying as far as like
if
you look at like how he's showcased an overall movie, Good Will Hunting even to this day is the best movie that he's in.
Yeah.
Talented Mr. Ripley is a really good movie. It's not even close to my favorite, but he's so good in it, and it also shows that he could just be a psychopath.
The Martian's good, dude.
I never saw Martian.
It's good.
Yeah.
Comedic TV show. Favorite is probably The Office.
What would another best of all time be? What would a best of all time be?
Best sitcom?
Yeah. Like besides, you have Seinfeld, you could say
Arrested Development early, but then they kind of ruined it with those other things as far as like writing and being really funny.
One thing you didn't say was best sitcom. You didn't say best sitcom. You have favorite
it's a comedic
show.
TV show.
'Cause
I was trying to include like a lot of stuff.
Veep's got to be up there. Veep's like my number 2.
Comedian right now, best comedian right now, I think I agree, probably is Shane Gillis. Favorite comedian right now for me is Rory Scovel.
Right.
Guy just kills me.
And I my favorite also, Mulaney's always like a tried and true favorite for me.
Rock star, best, I think I agree. Mick Jagger. My favorite is Robert Plant. I really like Robert Plant from Led Zeppelin.
I'm not a huge fan.
When I said rock star, I meant
Zeppelin.
when I said rock star, I did mean front man. So you already nailed that.
Yeah.
What I was trying to say there. President, I don't give a fuck. Coen Brothers movie. I think I'm flip flopped with you. Favorite Fargo, best No Country.
Really? I think there's zero fat on Fargo, and you could.
I think they're both perfect.
No Country is pretty perfect, but there could be arguments made that it's so to the book. You could be like the ending was unsatisfying as far as the movie goes. You don't have to be to the book as much as you were. Not me. I'm just saying you could say that, and you could say parts of it are slow, and you could say there's things that don't go places you want them to, like the Woody Harrelson thing kind of dies on the vine. So, but like, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying there's like Fargo. There's not 1 ounce of fat on that movie.
That's one of my favorite impressions to do.
What? Oh, he's like,
Woody Harrelson. That movie.
I could just.
He's a psychopathic killer. So what?
So what? But also when he's in the room and he confronts him, and he's like, I could just leave. I can just go home.
And then fast food. I thought the best is McDonald's.
No, that's false.
Favorite is Wendy's.
No, those are both wrong.
My favorite can't be fucking wrong. It's my favorite.
Yes, again.
Your favorites were all wrong. We're all fucking stupid.
Chick-fil-A is hands down the best quality fast food. The only thing you have is that you don't have other options besides chicken at Chick-fil-A. That's the only problem.
Okay, Sean, I'm going to need you to...
McDonald's is dog shit.
I'm going to need you to reset your palate.
Okay. You have another game?
I have another game.
Okay, let's see. How much time do we have left? We are at 21 minutes.
This is perfect timing because then you could do your 10 reasons or 10 excuses or 10 questions. It's our top 10 list that we've been doing. Nobody else has ever done a top 10 list. But we do it here at Brand New Jerks. Okay. I need 10 excuses.
Okay.
Sean, I need 10 excuses why you won't take your shirt off in public.
Okay, ready?
Yes.
Number 1, man boobs. Number 2, I'm Irish and pale, and I will get a very terrible sunburn. Number 3, I have gray chest hair. Number 4, I have a terrible posture, and I would look like Mr. Burns walking around the beach. Number 5. I'm so pale I might attract seagulls looking like a lifeguard bench when they paint them white. Number 6, I'm so pale I might blind small children that are trying to play with their families on the beach.
I like how personal you're taking this one.
Yes. This is a big thing for me not taking my shirt off.
Oh, okay.
I've been asked to take shirts off in sketches and I won't do it. I only did it once. They painted my whole belly red. It was like for this like sports thing.
Yeah.
But I was like, all right, it's painted.
Well, we did it when we got spray tanned.
Yes, we did it with that. Yeah, I'll do it with that. But
I also don't like that.
I know. Yeah, I know. Number 7, I have a belly that requires a girdle, and I don't want people to see my girdle. No, I don't wear a girdle, but
yeah.
I have a big belly. I don't want people seeing. I have no upper body strength whatsoever. No, that's number 8. That could be number 8. I have no upper body strength whatsoever. Number 9, I don't know. Fuck you. Don't tell me what to do.
Oh, I like that. Okay.
I can do whatever I want. I can do whatever I want. I will say I didn't when I was down to like 187, and even at being on the beach with that, like when I was not as heavy, I still took my shirt off and was like, this still isn't right. Like you really have to do a couple push-ups to take your shirt off.
Oh yeah.
That's number 9 or number 10, I guess. I don't work out. I don't want to subject you to it. And it's just I want to enjoy myself. How about that for a reason? And all I'll be thinking about is my shirt's off.
Oh wow, okay. Hey,
so,
it sounded like that was 2. You almost gave me 11.
I gave you a bunch of them.
One, you're saying the shirt off is you want to be able to enjoy yourself, but also it seems like you're doing it for common courtesy.
Yeah, I am. I care about the public and I care about fellow humans.
That was
and I don't want you to have to see with me. And granted, it's like nobody cares. Like I can take it off and nobody would really give a shit. It's not. I'm not 800 pounds. It's not going to be like a TLC show of some sort.
I think the same thing.
Yeah, we're very similar with the shirt
bump
thing.
some people out with my shirt off.
I told Megan today, I'm like, I'm gonna start bodybuilding, and she was like, I'll believe that when I see it. Like she just said that. I'm like, you would break. Even though I started doing it, she'd probably break up with me. Nobody wants to date a bodybuilder.
But I do go full naked for sex. Take my shirt off for sex.
Oh yeah, I get naked for sex. They're already you already got them.
You know Natalie said to me last year. It's like January 1st. We're talking about our New Year's resolutions, and I was like, "I'm gonna read 12 books this year," and she just went, "No, you're not." I was like, "What kind of fucking faith do you have in me?" She's like, "Oh, okay, yeah, you will." You know, I didn't read 1 book last year because of that.
I believe it, but I'd be the same way. All right, should I do my?
Yeah, let's do yours,
and then
we'll get our bitch asses out of here.
Okay, ready? I'll do this one, and then I'll save one for next week.
Yeah, and I got one for next week.
Give me this. 10 reasons why you love New York City.
Because it never sleeps. Because you could shit your pants on a subway and nobody would know because it already smells pretty bad. Because
I'm pretty sure that happened today with somebody.
Because I met a lot of good pals there.
That's a great reason.
Because there is nothing that you can't do in this city. As far as as far as nightlife, whatever you want to do, because it beats the shit out of you every single day that you are so fucking callous to anything that can happen. Brings you back down to reality a lot. Is that number 5?
That's number 5.
Number 6 is it gives me a sense of superiority to other friends that don't live here and people that aren't from
this is
here.
Very forthcoming. Number 7.
Number 7 is it's really fun to do the thing that I love the most here, which is stand-up comedy. It's,
great reason.
The best crowd.
And you can do it the most. Yeah.
You can do it the most competitive. I have 3 more.
Number 8.
Because Friends. The show Friends was filmed here.
Okay.
It was pretty.
There's a big topic that you could probably have a couple off of that.
There's you could shave. The best food you'll ever eat is in New York City. I've had some of the best meals I've ever had in my entire life in this fucking
number
city.
9.
And then Broadway.
Number 10. And what's funny about that is you weren't joking. That is a reason for you. You love shows.
I love shows. I love going to see shows. I love that this is maybe another more real reason, but I was just thinking on the fly, is that this place just breathes hustle and creativity, and it makes you really appreciate art.
Let me tell you this. Another thing you didn't bring up, which is a good sign, because we were talking about drinking before. You didn't bring up you don't need to drive anywhere and worry about drunk driving.
Oh, that's pretty good, actually.
It's a good sign. I mean,
especially from a guy that hasn't gotten it. We're almost coming up on the anniversary of my DUI. 10 years. I'll be allowed in Canada.
Woo! Yeah!
Just in time for JFL to be Dunzarini. That's a great episode, Sean.
It was a fun one. Thank you guys for listening.
Thank you.
Check us out next week.
We'll see
Tell
you
us
next
if
week.
you like these new. We love them. We love 10 Reasons.
And we'll be wearing the same clothes next week, just because we're trying to create some consistency and we're recording these both together.
And we're definitely not taping these the same day.
No.
Check us out on YouTube. Make sure you follow, subscribe, do all that jazz. Tell your friends about the show. Comment on all the videos. And yeah, that's about it. Thanks so much, guys.
Shawnee Time on Instagram. Zawodni on Instagram. Have a good one.
Bye.